people own social media. Vox Populi. Once upon a time, when I work in a consumer products company, when a consumer was dissatisfied or even happy with the product, it would involve a phone call or a letter. Let's say the consumer was dissatisfied with something about the product, and they would call in and say, I'm not happy, and they would deal with the person. The person would either give them a refund or try to make them satisfied or happy. Now we've given consumers mega microphones, and that microphone is the internet, social media, where they can voice their displeasure or their pleasure to absolutely millions and millions of people. And advertisers who are accustomed to controlling the advertising message really have to learn to deal with this new vehicle that consumers can use to talk about your product. I mean, there are consumers talking about your products and services, and we need to know how to address that.
Nobody really owns social media. Somebody owns the platforms they are on. Somebody owns the communication equipment they are using. Social media probably are owned by the people who are active in social media.
Well, the question about who owns social media is a good question. I know advertisers would like to own social media and would like to be able to control it, but they really don't. Social media, in many cases, is really driven by the users themselves. And obviously, there are different social media platforms that may exercise some degree of control and limitations on the use of social media. But I think ultimately, it's the user, it's the viewer that really controls social media, and I think is the owner at the end of the day. I think there may be future technological developments that will allow marketers to better use and control social media, but I think it's an open question as to who ultimately is going to own and control social media.
Social media is owned by the users of social media. That's the whole point of it, and that it's not controlled by the publisher of the website or anyone other than the individuals that use it. And so most often the social media elements will evolve based upon the usage that's being measured by the users, because they in fact own it.
The consumer owns social media. A company like mine is just trying to join the conversation, not control the conversation. The conversation is going to go on out there whether we're there or not. We just want to listen in and hear what the consumer is saying, and we'd like the consumer to listen to us on occasion, but we don't own it. We're just dropping in on the conversation.